In the modern era with the use of state-of-the-art satellites, we have more than mapped out all of the land surfaces of the Earth. Researchers believe that because of this, every island has already been discovered, and that the only undiscovered land that exists today are those that are freshly formed land masses due to underwater volcanic activity. In rare cases, however, these mapped islands have led to a number of controversial circumstances that have led them to being completely barred from tourists and visitations of all kind. So today we'll be taking a look at 5 mysterious islands that you're not allowed to visit. North Sentinel Island. Definitely a well-known island all across the internet for its isolation and inability to legally visit is North Sentinel. This island continues to be a mystery to the outside world, and the researchers interested in studying the origins of the people that inhabit the island. Today it's a banned island that's illegal to visit in any capacity, to allow the native populations the ability to live in peace on the island, while also minimising the dangers of infecting the native population with any modern day diseases, of which their immune systems cannot possibly handle. In the past, every encounter with the people of the North Sentinel Island has been incredibly dangerous, and has resulted in some or many people passing away. The dangerous behaviours of the native populations coupled with efforts to preserve their way of life, and to prevent modern day disease from ravaging their population has left the government of India claiming the island, and enforcing no forms of visitation of any kind. Today the inhabitants, their culture and their language has been shrouded in mystery, and many researchers have estimated the people native to the island have been inhabiting the region for more than 50,000 years, and even predating the origins of the local Andamanese people, located on the nearby Andamanese Islands. Recently, due to a crash of a large shipping container on the shores of the island, the native populations have experienced their age of iron, as they have stripped the boats for supplies and materials to craft a number of tools, weapons and armour for the people aboard the island. This could very well mean that the people have an incredibly fast rate of learning, and nearly every encounter with the native population intervenes with their natural evolution. The island of Poveglia. One of the most haunted islands in the world also seems to be the site of a government-wide cover-up under the jurisdiction and control of the Italian government. According to reports, the island has served a variety of morbid purposes in the past, of which has only led the current Italian government working around the clock to wipe away its dark history, and even the location of the island altogether from a variety of maps and resources from local tourists. This is to prevent anyone from wishing to visit such a location. It's believed that in the past the island was used to be a temporary living quarters by those infected with the bubonic plague. This was during the height of its infection, of which would have caused the island to later go on to serve as the collective mass cemetery, as the bones of such individuals can still be found throughout the island. What's unsettling is some of those victims are unburied. This has led to a number of theories surrounding the island, with some saying it's a place for crime syndicates, and even the government to hide the bodies of individuals they wish to go missing, never to be recovered among the endless piles of bones and remains. Additionally, in the early 1900s, the island was then rearranged with the goal of treating a number of people, of whom suffered from dangerous mental illnesses, and were seen as fit to be amongst the population of the rest of society. This only helped to build upon the island's grotesque history, as the head doctor in charge of the patients was reported as having performed a number of inhumane experiments and undocumented lobotomies on the island's patients, in an effort to further the study of the human mind. This would later lead the doctor to suffer from a mental illness himself, as he would go on to end his own life on the island by hurling himself off the tallest building on the small island. Estimates from experts believe the death toll in the area to be around 100,000 people. Today the island is treated similar to that of a massive investigation site, and to disturb or visit any part of the island is punishable by the law, and can lead you being locked up for several years. This has led many people to believe that perhaps a government cover-up is taking place on the island, with some saying they're trying to prevent any darker secrets from surfacing. The island of Daska. Located in the Croatian part of the Adriatic Sea, is that of a small uninhabited island known as Daska. The island is described as being incredibly small, with a total land area of less than 0.7 kilometers, and having a highest point of being only 24 meters above sea level. This has left the island as being regarded as one of the most impossible to inhabit islands, as the high and low tide see an incredible difference in shoreline, and the size of the land has left construction efforts almost impossible to begin, as there does not appear to be any stable enough land to allow for such developments on the small island. Interestingly enough, despite these lack of developments, the island has had a number of strange activity that has left the entire area completely blocked by the Croatian government. The island is regarded as an investigation site, and still at the centre of ongoing criminal activity. This is due to the fact that back in September of 2009, authorities had discovered the remains of 6 victims on the island, believed to be bodies from criminal activity. As investigations continued into the island, authorities soon discovered more than 48 bodies scattered throughout the tiny island. This has led to an almost 24/7 surveillance of the area, and an ongoing investigation still yet to be solved. If you want to explore the island, not only can you find yourself locked up in jail, but you may even be charged for aiding criminal activity and taking responsibility for the number of bodies found across the island. Snake Island. Referred to as Snake Island, this island has become such a hazard to people of all kinds, and the island's government has officially banned all travel to the area. This hazard is due to the overwhelmingly large snake population that exists on the island, of which has been given the nickname of Snake Island by the locals, and is known as housing some of the most endangered and venomous snakes in the world. Reports describe there is at least 1 adult venomous snake per square metre on the island, making the entire area dangerous for public visitation, as well as the site of a number of endangered species that exist nowhere else in the world. The massive snake population is survived only by the frequent bird hatching and migrating patterns that more than help to feed the entirety of the 110-acre island. Specialists have said that snakes can be seen as far as the eye can see. Though efforts have been made to study the creatures, given the dangerous and overwhelming presence, little progress has been made in the area. Still, researchers must have a permit to visit the island, and any form of public visitation is banned from the government, and they will arrest anyone who attempts to visit the island for their own protection. The island of Diego Garcia. One of the most top-secret islands in the world is that of the island of Diego Garcia. This is due to the fact the entire island is a massive United States military base, and it's so secretive that information regarding its specific location on the island is merely seen as rumour, and has proven to be hardly reliable. The United States military facility is located in the Indian Ocean on the island of Diego Garcia, and in most documents is described as an example of the dangers of secrecy and abuse of the governmental powers. This is when people in authority positions are left unchecked. Such claims have surfaced relative to this abuse of power that includes reports of the military base removing indigenous populations, breaking rules outlined in the United Nations Charter, as well as underpaying workers and running off a form of forced slavery. In essence, the island in this military base is more than just a secret, it's a cover-up. Many contract workers that worked for private companies on the island to help build and develop the military base have provided witness statements and proof of activity in the island that seem both mysterious and strange in nature. In fact, many of these actions caused scrutiny from international efforts after examining reports of workers from private contract firms not being paid, or being given a month's salary of $6. This has led the military base becoming a multi-billion-dollar development, and the reason for its existence and further developments is shrouded in mystery. Given its scrutiny and international media attention, information regarding the military base has proven to be completely unreliable, as false reports were created and leaked in an effort to cover up the truth of its future developments. Given the island is impossible to visit without work permits, or any kind of approved authorization, it makes this island the most mysterious and secretive island in the world that no one is allowed to visit. But what do you think of these mysterious islands you're not allowed to visit? Do these warnings only make you want to visit the island even more? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.